You know what? It varies from every single country to every single country. Every culture is different. And so, first of all, let's just say we play music, okay? The projects I do, we play music. The projects that the church choirs do, they sing music. And some of those church choirs, by the way, do travel with instrumentalists as well, of course, as many churches do have instrumental ensembles with their choirs. But music is only our tool. And the word that I use to describe this more than any other is music is the greatest magnet in the world to draw people to you. You start music anywhere, people are going to gather around. It's just instant, it's automatic. And you can even see that in big cities where there's street musicians around in the United States, and the few cities that have that kind of thing going on, where people are just going to stop and listen to a musician on the street if they're good.
Right.
And so the same thing is true with our mission projects with that. So the music is a beginning place for us, but it's only the tool for us to attract people to us for the purpose of starting conversation. In what I call an open culture, that would be one where we are totally free to share the gospel in any way that we want to. Then obviously we have much more freedom with that, and in most cases those countries do have a good large-scale evangelism going on already in the churches. A good example of that would be Brazil, where we feel like we have total freedom, and where frankly where the mission work that's been done there over the last 40 years has truly opened doors, and the churches are doing amazing work, and we get a chance to step in and just take it to the next level for them in relationship building. A closed culture might be another country where it's just more difficult, and where maybe even the laws do not permit us to be as overt in the public in our sharing of the gospel. But the music is what opens the door for conversation. And then it's a matter of just building relationships, one-on-one, having the right questions asked so that we can respond with the message of hope that Jesus Christ has given us. Absolutely, and as a matter of fact, our teaching is not always just music. We've had music teams that went and assisted with vacation Bible schools, or even with backyard Bible clubs. So it was a dual role. We had the music, but we also had the very, very specific teaching in the country. And if there was a language difference, obviously with translators there as well. But there are places that we go also where we have found a marriage with musicians in that country, and have the opportunity with them to do master classes and to encourage believers, musician believers in those countries, and also to attract those who are not actively playing or actively believers first, and then also playing in church, but they want to come and play. They just want to come and play their instruments with us. And we've had examples where we've done that, and within 2-day workshops seen dozens of people accept Christ, because we always share the gospel in every location we have. No. There are too many, and there's too many stories. I certainly could say that there are stories that stand out and that I probably will never forget, but it's certainly not just one. There are many. There is certainly one with a man in a very secure Middle Eastern country who wanted to meet our guitar player in our group because he loved American rock and roll. And he was a very traditional man in this Middle Eastern country, and came up and began a conversation with our guitarist, and they began to talk, and then within about 20 or 30 minutes of the conversation, this young man said to our guitarist, "You're a Christian, aren't you?" And our guitarist immediately responded, because the answer needed to be more specific than yes. The answer needed to be, "Yes, I am. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ, a believer in him." And the conversation went from there. This young man said, "I've been reading a Bible and I don't understand it. Could you help me?"
Wow.
So it's like Philip and the eunuch. And so the opportunity there to share the gospel with this young man was wide open to answer questions and everything for him. So that's certainly in a unity. And that was a project where that one man truly was the highlight of the entire project. And then there's a project in another country that we were in a couple of years ago, where we were actually doing the teaching with musicians in the country, and we had 400 of them come and play with us over a period of several days in 3 different cities, and 30 of them accepted Christ during that time frame that we were there. That's very, very exciting to me, to see that. And in that particular location, almost all of them were professional musicians in that country. And so to see the potential for them as examples for Christ, to go back into their professional music thing and to share their faith with their other friends who were professional musicians as well. I mean, we just see those things connecting. In my life right now, my description of, especially with the mission trips, is God connecting the dots. And nobody connects the dots better than God does. And we just get to be used by Him to be a tool for that. Because we know that God is doing the work anyway. And we understand that. But for us to be blessed by the opportunity to be His tool, His instrument, if you will, for making those connections, yeah, it's incredible. It's overwhelming, really.